shenanigans going on here at the BBC, as tonight we're depending on your goodwill and generosity. Aren't we, Sue?
That's right, Terry. Because tonight we're asking you to give for Shilton in Need.
Bejeebers and bless you for that. Now, welcome to Shilton in Need. Now, there's been all sorts of Andy Linnigans going on here tonight. The money's already rolling, isn't it, Sue?
That's right, Terry. Early tonight, I was there when a phone call came in from George Graham, offering to hand over a cheque for £285.
Good old George Graham, bless him.
But then I left the Crime Watch studio and came here.
Sue?
No, I don't think he will. Now, remember, you don't have to give much, just £5. And if you can't even afford that, perhaps Orient Football Club.
Now, as I was saying, there's been all sorts of Paddy Mulligans going on all over the country. There was a sponsored nose biting the weekend there, a sponsored losing to Greece, and you know, bless you, lovely crowd, they say. Yes, there was even a sponsored saying rounding on Match of the Day.
But perhaps the most heartwarming story of the week came from Peter Shilton's own Plymouth Argyle, who exceeded their wildest dreams with the success of last Saturday's Concede a Goal-a-thon. And now, with news of yet more wacky fundraising activities, here's Statsy Bear! Gordon Banks?
No, I don't think so. Now, Statsy! Now, I know. I told you I should have said Gary Mabbitt. It's your own fault. Now, Statsy, you've been going all over the country asking people to sell a teddy. Now, who's made the most money doing that?
Brian Clough?
Yeah. Sell a teddy, you see. It's all very clever stuff. Sue?
I think in this case you probably will, yes.
Now, I also understand, Statsy, me old mate, there was all sorts of Stephen Milligans going on at Highfield Road this weekend, am I right?
Yes, well, I met the Coventry mascot. And he was collecting for charity as well.
Really? Well, I'm sure you and the old turquoise tusker came to an amicable arrangement.
No, I beat the shit out of him.
And of course, lots of goalkeepers have been rallying round. Here's one who found a novel way of raising £2,000.
Oh, now, hold on, stop the appeal. I've just heard that some marvellous news. Peter Shilton is set to make millions. Apparently he's discovered a new treatment for cross-eyed people based on slapping them round the side of the head. Obviously not quite finished with that woman yet, but doing all right.
Well, if the appeal's over, it must be time for my news round.
Here we go, it's Christmas once again.
Christmas has come early for Patsy Kensit. She takes the lead in week 2 with Frank still challenging hard, while last week's guest Alan Hansen joins this week's Three Wise Men. Patsy's presents last week included this marvellous stocking and net filler from Matt Letizia. But why oh why did Frank sell Tony Cotty? Despite missing out on Cotty's hat-trick, Frank scored well but slipped off the top of the tree. Santa of the week was Michael Gray. The inspirational signing of Ray Houghton helped the gaffer of Channel 4 to an impressive 16 points. Tonight's guest, Delia Smith, drops 1 place. The only feast in a quiet week was Les Ferdinand's goal at Wednesday. It's bottom 3 for Jimmy Tarbuck. Robbie Fowler missed this gift on Sunday to leave Tarby's team trailing. Fortunately for Jimmy, David is below him. Arsenal defender Martin Keown was amongst those dispensing seasonal goodwill to all strikers. With Joe Brand rising like a star in the East, there's no room at the inn for Nick Hornby, whose season so far hasn't exactly reached fever pitch.
Hello, and if you've just tuned in, it was for a sketch, all right?
Oh, come on, this is just us at home relaxing, let's face it.
Hello, and welcome to Fantasy Football League.
Now, tonight we'll be recreating one of the USA's finest footballing moments.
And we'll be saying a big hello to Tom Finney.
Hello, I'm Tom Finney.
Hello!
I need you.
But first, a few things we noticed from watching football this week. Now, Stuart Pearce was accused of racial stereotyping after making certain suggestions about poor ints.
Can we get away with that, do you think?
So I'd be quite chuffed if you said that about me.
However, Paul Ince angrily denied that he has since gone too far in his attempts to avoid racial abuse in the future.
And have they all switched off yet? And following the successful conversion of Chris Sutton from centre-half to striker, Arsenal are considering playing Martin Keown up front after he hit the post on Saturday.
I love the way that the very idea of playing Martin Keown up front gets a laugh. Do you think that holds the record for the worst shot of the season?
It did hold the record for the worst shot until, I think it was Gary Parker who broke it on Monday night. Nearly at the corner post, but not quite. Very close.
And rumours that Gaza is to leave Lazio continued this week after his shirt was found lying around on the terraces. Now, some of you may have seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in Junior.
Now, if you did, just phone Childline. You don't have to give your name and address. And, it's best to nip these things in the bud.
Yeah,
Junior will thank you for it after.
Yes. Now, the idea of a man giving birth might...
Oh, the bloke just got that. Let's give him a chance.
Have we covered all offensive subjects?
We probably have, yeah.
Now, the idea of a man giving birth might sound ridiculous, but we would like to thank Mr. Lyle Gurley of Falkirk. I'm sorry, I'm drunk. For drawing our attention to the news that even more miraculously, Stato has now had a baby.
Oh, how Christmassy as well. They have virgin birth. Marvellous.
Stato, you never told us.
Well, it was tough keeping it a secret, but everything's gone okay.
Well, so the hormone treatment's having a nasty effect on you. You've gone all furry.
Now, obviously, that was a letter we had this week, but most of the letters we had this week just said one thing. They said, can we please, please, please have more of Tom Webster and his marvellous remarks? So, without further ado, hold on to your hats, and let's go back to another remark fest at the 1934 Cup Final.
Manchester City are now pressing. They're so pressing they're almost urgent.
Brilliant. Fantastic joke.
What did he mean by that? You're showing your knickers.
Oh, am I? Oh, dear. Marvellous.
They've really worked that out. They're so pressing. Is that the doorbell?
Oh, yes.
How do I do that? How do I do that, eh? Russell Grant? Oh! Bit of Dick Emery thrown in there. Hey, it's Delia Smith and Jimmy Tarbuck.
going to say that.
Oh, the memories come flooding back, Jim.
Hello, welcome, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, the same to you.
You see, Jimmy, you can come on and go ho-ho and everyone laughs, but you can't expect Dylan to come on and do a souffle, just like that. It's much easier to have a catchphrase.
I could, you've got a kitchen.
We have got a kitchen.
Yeah. You recognise it then, yes.
And Stato's been known to dabble in his time. But can we say that until the case comes
I don't know.
I don't think we can. Anyway, welcome to our little fantasy league.
Now, a lot of people know, Jimmy, that you're a big Liverpool fan, but not so many people know, Delia, you're a big Norwich City fan.
Yeah, very big Norwich City.
Oh! Got one.
He knew.
And he even cheered in a Norwich City sort of a Brilliant. You want to wave a parsnip at any stage, right?
So how long have you been a Norwich City fan? Are you from Norwich?
No, I'm not, but I married a Norwich City supporter, so since I got married, which is about 23 years ago, I've been a Norwich City supporter.
Right.
And you go to all the home games and everything, then?
All the home games, all the London matches, and if we win the Cup, we go to the Cup matches as well.
So were you incredibly distressed when Mike Walker left? And
Yes, I was. Absolutely devastated.
So I know you must be incredibly chuffed.
Well, I have to say, Robert Chase, if you're watching, I'm sorry I said all those things about you. You were right.
What did you say? Did you publicly come out against Robert Chase?
Yeah, I did. I publicly said, you know, how could he destroy this team that had gone to Inter Milan and Bayern Munich and disintegrate them? But looks like he was right, old Robert.
Well, of course, Mike Walker had already walked out when he was playing Colonel White in Captain Scarlet.
So his track record was bad.
Yeah, I felt a bit sorry for Mike Walker. So I think it's a big move to go from a place like Norwich to work in a place like Liverpool. And I used to get the feeling that he was on the bench, trying to concentrate on the game, but always thinking to himself, "Phew, I hope the car's all right." No disrespect, Jim, of course.
How dare you? About the city I love.
Yes,
it's terrible.
So you've been a Liverpool fan as long as I can remember, Jim.
Since I was a kid.
You could have been a player yourself, is that right?
I played down at Brighton. I had 2 great years down there. It was lovely.
Right, and then why didn't you go into
Wasn't good enough.
Right.
I used to come off at the end of the season with a brand new left boot. Oh, I could never get anything on the left foot. Oh, and it was in slow motion. Drag it back to the right.
Right.
Yeah, but it was good fun. I mean, they were great days when you're young like that and you're playing a bit of football.
I know when Brian Clough went to Brighton, he said he'd never seen so many pale people living that close to the seaside.
I don't think Brian Clough should talk about the quality of people's skin.
That's a terrible, cruel and frighteningly accurate thing to say. I was watching a Norwich game the other week and I noticed that every offside decision favoured Norwich, and then eventually I managed to work it out.
Oh dear.
You might not remember this, but my mum claims to know you.
I do know your mum.
Oh, right, blimey. What, intimately, or...?
Well, if you had a gap in your teeth, you might be saying hello to your father, but I don't know that one. She told me just yesterday, she said that you rang her up last Christmas and asked her for a golfing present. Is that true? I certainly did.
I should explain that my mum sells golf memorabilia, all right? That's what she does for a living. People don't believe this, do they?
Tell them the name of the shop.
The shop is called Golfiana, ladies and gentlemen. Something funny about that?
I had a hell of a job finding it in Yellow Pages, but I did get it, and I did. I mean,
I've got a catalogue here, if you're interested.
Your mum is Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah Badil.
That's right.
Golfiana, and in this she does say that she will drop whatever she's doing for golf, and. What? It's my mother we're talking about later. So if you want anything, it's all in there.
I've actually got that. Yeah, I actually got me a great golf book that I couldn't get anywhere else. She was great, and I love things like that. But don't get excited for God's sake.
Talking about my mother, it always happens. It's a readable thing.
But I'm like that with. I have football memorabilia as well.
Right.
Yes, I've got Ian Callaghan's shirt from one of the European Cup finals. I've got Ian St John Saints, one of his Scottish international jerseys.
Well, funny enough you should mention that, because now it's time for another edition of the series that's really got its finger on the pulse of the modern game.
So, Jimmy, I would say that the big football news of this week can be summed up in 2 words. Ricky and, of course, Otto.
Absolutely, Saint. I mean, who would have thought that a man the tabloids call Ricky Otto would move down to the 3rd division?
2nd division.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was playing in the 1st division.
Yeah.
1st as in top, elite, creme de la creme, and more importantly, the division which we cover live and exclusive here on that which we choose to call ITV.
Yeah. Because I thought, you know, that a player of his class might have moved up to the,
Where? Where could he move up to?
Scotland. You know, he might have gone to Rangers, because Rangers, they play in the,
Rain.
Yeah.
Play in the rain sometimes, you know, when it rains.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's probably why he didn't go up there then.
What's your handicap? Are you very, very good at golf?
Do you want the joke?
No,
No, go on, tell us.
I'll give it. What's your handicap?
I've got a truss on, but you can't see it from there. Come on, right now. Yes. Come on, Delia, feel free, get in there.
So this is your fantasy league team, Liverpool, as they're called.
I didn't quite understand the logistics when I came to the auction to buy my players. And if you invite me on again, bless you in the audience, if I buy again...
It's Paul Merson.
I will buy... Do you know, I saw him play against Liverpool last year, and he went up to head a ball, and he was up there 20 minutes. I knew there was something up there. Hey! But I'm quite pleased with my team, but I need some goals out of them.
Right, now I noticed from that team, you've got Alan McDonald in your team, the QPR defender. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, earlier in the season, there's a very interesting incident with Alan McDonald. Have a look at this. This is Liverpool versus QPR. And you'll see here Steve Hodge kick Steve McManaman up in the air, and the referee thinks, quite rightly I think, I'm going to book Hodge for that. And there's incredible problems getting his book out of his back pocket there, and manages to get it out and books Hodge.
Right, now here, the QPR player Yates, right, he brings down Ruddock, and he thinks, right, I'm going to book him. He has more trouble getting the book out of his pocket again.
Look, it won't come out.
Still trouble with it. Can't come out, tells Gannon that he can't get it out. Right, then eventually, he gets it out, books him, but then thinks, oh no, I'll put it in my top pocket now. That'll sort that out.
Which is a brilliant idea, as long as you remember it's in your top pocket. Now, Alan McDonald is about to kick Ian Rush up in the air. Obviously a bookable offence. He thinks, I'll book him for that. Where have I put that yellow card? So he reaches into his back pocket. Oh, well, I'll let you off this time. Yeah, just... So you're a bit lucky there, Alan McDonald.
I think my man was a shade fortunate there.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
You know what they say, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but the best referees are the ones you don't notice.
You don't see them.
Your player, that.
Like that.
It's your player, isn't it?
That's another one of mine he's shown. That's Robbie Fowler.
Yeah, your player.
Nice to see he's looking after his eyes.
Good eye for the ball there. Yeah.
Terrible eye for the ref. So,
Delia, let's have a look at your team. The Kitchen Rangers.
You sent your husband, Michael, along, because I think you had some spuds on.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it was a difficult moment. It was a difficult moment. So he did the bidding, and I wanted him to get Paul Ince, but my friend here outbid him on Paul Ince, so we didn't get Paul Ince. But never mind. I mean, we're not in the relegation area.
Well, apparently he got mixed up. He actually he went on with a pound of mince. He'd misunderstood you.
Make sure you get it. Wonderful, like that.
So, Delia, were you happy with Michael's selection?
The first match I ever saw, my first fantasy league match, Karin let in 3 goals, which I was delighted about because that meant Norwich beat Chelsea 3-0.
Oh, right. So,
so I'm afraid, you know, my fantasy loyalties go out of the window, you know, when I'm at a Norwich match, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Because being a West Brom fan, I don't have this problem.
Yes, yes.
But at least
I'd rather you didn't refer to Norwich beating Chelsea 3-0, because we might have to have a fight, and because I've got a dress on, I think we can have that fight.
It'd be brilliant. It'd be like that fight in Dynasty that time with Joan Collins.
So that's not your whole squad, though, is it?
No, you've got Ian Dowie, in fact, our old friend Ian Dowie, who in fact picked up a terrible injury the other week when he headed a very hard-hit cross.
We do have a bit of a treat for you, though.
Some fantasy cooking.
We have some fantasy cooking for you, it being Christmas and that. Stato's made you a bit of a Christmas dinner.
Right.
I don't know exactly what it is, but I think this is the...
This is the starter.
This is the starter, and if we could just have a look at that. There you go, this is the Vinnie Jones trying too hard to be Welsh rarebit. There you go, you don't have to eat the Tom Jones cassette, but you can if you want to.
Definitely nouvelle cuisine.
It is actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, Stato likes to experiment.
And this is the next course. Can we have a close look at that?
Just slap it down there,
Just slap it down, slap it down. Go on, Stato.
Oh, that's beautifully done. Well done.
Look at this. And this is a chicken fashionou.
It's got the old elbows there, and it looks a bit like the FA Cup from a distance.
Oh, and this is afters, is it, Stato?
That's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, look at that. And what do you call this?
It's Brian Clough's face.
Oh, dear.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Phoenix from the Flames in Europe. This week we relive one of Graham Taylor's darkest moments.
Back home, they'll be thinking about us.
Hello, Alexei. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hi. Now, you don't know us, but, no, I'm sure I do. Weren't you guys in Catweasel? No, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. You know, you used to walk like this.
No, honestly, we've just driven down from...
You sure picked a creepy night for a drive.
No, honestly, not Shaggy. Okay, we've come here to recreate the goal you scored against England in 1993.
Ah! Richard Stilgo.
There was a lot of American players playing that day who went on to become stars in the World Cup. There was yourself, Ernie Stewart. I think Eric Ronaldo's a very good player. But what do you remember about the game?
Yeah, I was sitting on the bench picking splinters for the whole first half, and Tom Dooley opened the scoring for us right at the end of the first half with a brilliant cross from Jeff Goose. And
a goose?
Yeah, a goose.
We know what they say. What's good for a goose is good for Ronaldo.
Yeah, you are Richard Stilgo.
Well,
very good goal, Tom Dooley. Listen to England whinge. They think that they got problems. They should try being a ginge. Everybody! Anyway, Tom Dooley had just gotten tackled by Paul Ince, so he got taken out. So the coach told me to warm up, and I was totally psyched because all my family was there.
Your whole family?
Yeah. Tab Ramos went out to the corner and hit a brilliant ball into the near post. Chris Woods came out of the goal, tried to punch the ball. And I went over all of them, and the ball just went in the net.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Sure, I'll be Des Walker. Frank, you be Chris Woods. And you be Alexi Lamas. Hey?
Cue Alan Perry.
Chris Woods comes through, and it's a goal! And the substitute has scored. The United States have gone absolutely crazy here, and I'm sure the whole nation will as well. Woods is beaten.
Never mind, Chris. It's not like you're going to fade into obscurity and never play for England again, is it? Or even if that did happen, I mean, you're still going to be playing for Sheffield Wednesday, aren't you?
2, 3, 4. I've scored as well, Tom Dooley. See what a star I am. I'll never shave again. Bollocks to Victor Cayenne.
Jimmy, before you go,
yes, sir.
We've got a little present for you here. Something's just fallen off it, but it is in fact a little model of Anfield.
That's very nice.
The stadium as it looks now, it's after the Kop was knocked down, because of course if we did have the Kop it would be running with piss. As it
oh,
were.
you can't. You can't say that.
I stood in that when I was a kid, and I've got beautiful feet. I'll just show you. They are. That's from there. They are. That was from in the Kop. Wonderful.
It's done you good. There was a little car outside it, but it's gone. I don't know. Now, we couldn't get a model of Carrow Road, Delia. But as a cookery person, we did get a caraway seed, and we've improvised a bit. If you look at this, it's that caraway seed just glinting there.
That's lovely, isn't it?
That's Carraway Road. It's a sort of Carrow Road shot from Soyuz 6. There's a little glinting thing, so you can keep that, and it's been mounted. And over to you, Jim, I think.
Oh, there was about 4 there to be fired. I'm sure you'll cook something really nice out of that.
So thanks.
Yes, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Delia.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks for turning up. You've been a joy to be with. Now, who in the wide, wide world of sport is that?
It's me again,
Jeff.
Frank.
How are you, man?
Oh, Jeff.
You've been for a quick round?
I have, yes, I'm going to go this way.
It's Jeff Astle, ladies and gentlemen.
You're so fine and you're mine. I'll be yours till the end of time, 'cause you made me feel. Yes, you made me feel I've nothing to hide. Like a virgin, touched for the very first time. Like a virgin, with your heartbeat